Alright guys, well welcome to this video. What we're doing today, it's actually December 23rd. It's Christmas weekend, I guess you could call it. I was out hunting a little squirrel this morning. Didn't do no good, only saw a couple, and I was using the 22. So, you know, they got to sit still, and they didn't want to do that this morning. David was out doing some coon sets, and we're down on at our parents'. We're going to head up to our food plot. We got some test kits from Killer Food Plots for soil testing. So we've got the soil probe and some bags, some gallon Ziploc bags, storage bags. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our food plot. We're going to take some soil samples from the food plot. What I want to do is take the Onyx app, and we're going to walk the outside of the food plot to get a good indication of the total acreage of the plot. So we have that, and we're going to do it at all the plots we have. So from here we're going down to our buddy Daryl's to that plot. It's right now loaded with turkeys in that food plot, and then David's got some things to do, and I'm going to meet up with Ned last to go to his food plot, and he had a slammer of a buck in that one this morning. You know, there's deer moving. They're just not moving in daylight for us right now on our cameras, and the geese aren't flying. So we're going to go do some soil testing, so come on along. Radishes and whatnot, they're just devouring it.
I got some on my reveal.
Alright guys, well we are up at our plot, so we're gonna get some soil samples here. So what we did, like I said, Killer Food Plots, let me get this out. So you can get these soil test kits right from Killer Food Plot, okay? And inside the test, this is actually what you're going to send back. And inside the test kit, or the soil test kit, I should say. Of course, my gloves aren't going to work. They have instructions and actually a form that you will fill out to send back. Okay, so you'll complete on the back customer name, a field ID, and an account number. And it tells you where to fill, minimum fill line for your soil right here. All right, and then you seal this up, and you'd send that back to Killer Food Plots. In the kits, they have the instructions here. All right, and it tells you where to send it to. You put your information in there, what you're looking to plant in this food plot. Okay, so you know, we've been planting resurrection clover and chicory in here. So, you know, we would check off if we're going to continue with resurrection clover and chicory, we're going to check that off. So this way they know when they test that soil to see what nutrients maybe we're short on and we need to change. But on here, there's the different types of sampling tools. We've got a soil probe that we're going to use, which is one of the tools that it recommends. And then it tells you collecting the soil. So what you want to do is collect, you should be collecting from 10 to 12 different locations within the area that you're going to be putting a food plot in. Okay? You know, so that's what we're looking at. Data shows that it's sufficient number of locations to average out the variations in most 40 acre areas. Okay, so you know what we're doing is you know, this is a very small plot that we have. We've got a little bit bigger one down at our buddy Daryl's, and a pretty nice one over at Ned's that we're going to get soil samples from today. So come on along. We're going to pull a bunch of these. I'm going to put them into the gallon Ziploc bag for now because we want the soil to dry out a little bit before we put it in to the test kit and ship it back to KFP so they can do that. And then what they'll do is once the results are in, they will email you the results, and then you can meet with Rich on the phone, or if you're close by to where they're at in Michigan, they'll come out and they'll work with you, and they do consultations and everything. So they're fantastic people to work with. You know, but we're gonna get this done and move on to the next one. So let's get to work. All right, so there's another sample right there. So what I'm gonna do is just pick that up. All right, and we're just gonna get that out. So we've got two samples in here right now. We got a couple more to do. You can see behind you the winter oats that are coming up in this plot. But I'm going to keep gathering samples, and Dave will show you around the plot. And then when we're done with this, we're going to pull out the Onyx app, and we're just going to do a circumference walk of the plot, so we can get a mark of what the acreage is on this, because you're going to need to share that information with them as well. So I'm going to keep working. Dave will show you around. We are done here. We got about 8 to 10 soil samples from different spots on the plot here. So we got that in here. We're gonna let it dry out, and then we'll be sending this for our plot to Killer Food Plots and whatnot. So we're just gonna get the measurements here, and then we're gonna head back to the house, load up the quad, and head down to our buddy Daryl's and do some soil sample collection down there. So we'll see you down at Daryl's. All right, so we're down here at our buddy Daryl's, getting ready to do soil samples down here, and I brought another Reveal cell cam to switch out with the one that we have down here now. We pulled down here, and we got some Freshworks scrapes. We got one right here. We got one over here. Got one right there, and then come over here by Pine where our camera's at, and he really worked this one. Worked this one up this morning, and I'll be doing some muzzleloader hunting down here. I love going out with the flintlock after Christmas, and Dennis and I have our buddy stands in that tree right there. So hopefully something cooperates with me. It's been well, if I don't get a buck this year, this will be the third season that I haven't gotten a buck. I've had opportunities to shoot smaller ones, but hopefully we get something decent come through here and I can get a shot at one. I'm not guarantee a hit, but we'll let some smoke fly. So we're going to get our soil samples here, get that camera changed out, and we'll catch up with you guys. Hey folks, so you can see why we plant a plot down here. So we're actually starting at the far end of this plot. So this section here, we've been planting, what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
So this will be the third season that we're planting this plot down at this far. We stop at that log, and we've got clover. You can see the clover coming up in here. A little bit of chicory right there that the deer were eating on and stuff. So, you know, it's making progress, but we got to do a little bit of work, and we're testing the soil, and this soil's tough. So this is why you do it. We're gonna get probably about 12 different spots from the bottom all the way up to the main section of the plot, so we get a good representation of what the soil is. This is really tough soil down in here. It's going to get a little better up there because we've worked that a lot more than we've worked this down here. So I'm going to keep going, and I know David's got to pull that reveal cell camera to send it back to them to get some service. So I'm going to keep pulling samples as we go. All right, folks, well, we are done down here at our buddy Daryl's plot. We've got our soil samples, we've got the reveal changed out so we can get that one serviced, and then we got an XB in here, and I did my loop around the edge with Onyx to do a track so I can map it out and get the full acreage amount for this plot right here. So we're done here. We're gonna hop on the Polaris, head back to the truck. David's gonna head out and get some stuff done. I'm gonna meet Ned over at his plot, and we're gonna do the same thing there and then call it a day. So come on along. Well, I got rid of David and I picked up Ned.
I don't know what the trade-off is.
But I'm getting tired. Well, we got one more plot to get soil samples from, and that's Ned's plot. And this thing, out of the 3 plots that we're getting samples from this year, this is the first year we planted this, and it's probably the best plot out of all of them. And I know once we do this soil sample and we get the results back and we do what we got to do to this, I can't wait to see what this is going to be like.
Yeah, we're going to make it bigger next year.
Yeah, it's going to be, and
we'll
like I told you, there was
this morning.
Like I told you earlier, there was a slammer in there this morning. I saw it because I was up early, I couldn't sleep, and then I got the message from Ned. He's like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
That thing's huge. But all right, guys, well, we're going to take a walk down the plot. We'll see you down there, get soil samples, and go from there.
So here we are on my killer food plot, and we were just walking in, and Dennis goes, "Do you think they're hitting my food plot?" And if you look down here, what do we got here?
This is your white rage. These are the radishes and whatnot. They're just devouring it.
Killing them. I mean, I got some on my reveal over here hanging out in front. I got the pictures of the radishes hanging out of the deer's mouths, you know. So it's this is just so excited to have the production out of this killer food plot this year, you know, and how it produced. And it was so quick putting it together. You know, we got a couple of bags of lime, a couple of bags of fertilizer just to get it to where it was at. But I mean, a lot of it was because I got full sun, but it really took off better than we expected anyway.
Oh, absolutely. This is fantastic.
I mean, you know, they're down here eating this thing to nothing, almost.
Yep.
So, yeah, so cool.
All right.
All right, let's get some samples and see what comes back.
Okay. All right, so one of the reasons this plot does really well also is you can see we have a lot of moisture, and obviously it's an open canopy with plenty of sunlight. So, you know, we're gonna really need to let this dry out before we send out this one for Ned's plot, because it just holds a lot of moisture. But if you look around here, I mean, these deer are just, wow, look at that. I mean, they're just going to town, and it's all over the place here.
Look at them all.
So this is why we plant late season, the deer are just, they're hitting this like crazy. So, you know, we're gonna get working and get out of here because we want to keep this as clean as we can so Ned can get in here in late season with the bow and maybe get that big boy.
Trying. So me and Dennis were getting some soil samples and looked over. Look at the size of this tree. Dennis just took off on a walk with the Onyx app and is going to track just the outside of the plot, and then when he gets home he's going to take that and get the total acreage for the size of the plot, so we know how much of what we need to put on it and how, you know, the amount of seed, amount of fertilizer for next year. So currently he just saw something where he told me that's where he's going, but yeah, we're going to make the plot bigger next year. Basically all we had was a path and the deer were on it all year, but now we're going to take it down this slightly worn deer path here and make it in through all this goldenrod and make that a big food plot.
Take this out?
Yeah. So I'm excited about next year's plot. I'm way beyond happy with the outcome and the deer that were being held on this killer food plot this year. My hair is just coming in here and chowing down every time I got the reveal cam dead in front of me on that tree right there. And another one at the other end of the plot I just walked by. And, you know, another slightly used trail here. You know, another one. And the tree stand, about 22 yards I think right here. So what'd we do? How many samples you get there?
So I got at least 12 to 13 different samples on Ned's plot here, because what we're going to do is not only plant the existing area, but we're going to expand this plot a little bit. So we got some samples in the area where we didn't plant, and then what I did was I took Onyx like I did the other two plots and just used the tracking tool and walked around the outside circumference of the plot, and that'll give me a general idea of the acreage of what this is. I'll go back, I'll use the line tool to draw out the area, and then that'll give me what the acreage is here, and then this way I can share that with Rich at Killer Food Plots and put all that information in the soil samples. This one's got to dry because it's really wet, so we got to let that dry for a while, and then we'll get these out in about a week or two and wait to see what the results are, and then start planning for the spring planting. We're not sure what we're going to do, if we're going to frost seed this year any of the plots, or if we're going to just let it go and spray everything off, and then turn this soil really good, get all the nutrients that we need to put down in here, and then plant it from there.
See what the expert says.
Yep. So, but right now it's looking good. The deer are in here, and hopefully in the late season one goes down.
Yeah. Hopefully I get a shot and hit this time.
It'll be good. Hey guys, thanks for following us along. We hope that you took a little something away from it. We're not food plot experts, but I enjoy doing this. What it does is it extends your deer season 365 days a year. I love planting food plots. I love helping people plant food plots. I've just been learning as I go along, and Killer Food Plots have been a big asset to help us with that. But we appreciate your support, guys. If you are watching our videos and you're not subscribed, click it.
Click it.
And click follow. And this way keep up to date on everything we're doing, the shorts that we share, the episodes that we're producing and putting out there. And we're probably going to be doing some live stuff this year. This is our 10th season coming up, so we're going to try and go live. I'm not sure if it's going to work because, you know, we're old guys.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and see what happens. But you know, we appreciate it. Put some comments down there. We appreciate the good, the bad, and the ugly comments. We get a kick out of all of them.
Yep.
You know, so it helps keep us humble. But that's it for today, guys. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll
Yep.
see you next year.
See ya.
What we need to put on it, and help, you know, the amount of seed, amount of fertilizer for next year.